Somewhere in the bowels of the city that never sleeps
Kevin McCullough, radio host with Salem Media,
is a man also not sleeping.
Syndicated radio talk show host Kevin McCullough.
And that guy would like a word with you.
Many of you know him as Voxtradamus.
Of course that Kevin show is going to be great. The only thing that could be greater, of course, would be that Donald show. But we don't have that, so we have that Kevin show.
Featuring the music of Dick Tunney and the Dream in Color Orchestra. And tonight on That Kevin Show, she recruits for putting America first, Ashley Hyatt. He's a filmmaker with patterns of evidence, Tim Mahoney. She is the civilian four-star, KT McFarland. And she will have moms everywhere laughing on Mother's Day weekend, Kim Curley. And in the spotlight, Ed Sheeran. And now, from the side of the looming Megyn Kelly, Charlize Theron showdown, here's That Kevin. Yes, and welcome one and all to That Kevin Show for the weekend. So glad to have you with us. Kevin McCullough, my name. And it's true. And I don't know how many times this has happened, but I found it to be very interesting. This week on the social media, you know, the stuff that you post about, you show your egg omelets and all that stuff. Anyway, on the social media and on her podcast, Megyn Kelly, the former Fox News superstar, who then went to NBC, who then got a great big fat payout from NBC and started her own gig, and she's like flying higher than ever before. She basically said to Charlize Theron, who portrayed her in a major motion picture, "Come and get me." And I don't know that I've ever seen the person in the real life that was portrayed by the actor or the actress ever told the actor or the actress, "Come and get me," but she did. And it was a very interesting. I'm in very weird shadows tonight. Anyway, it was a very interesting little situation. Hold on. Do my own lighting. Anyway. So that's how it goes. Megyn Kelly saying to Charlize Theron, come and get me. Now, what is it all about? Well, here you see. People Magazine reporting this last week, and I do not read the People Magazine. The People Magazine is not high on my list. It's one of those gossip things. Every now and then, if they have like a nice commemorative issue of some historical person, those are kind of cool. But for the most part, I don't read the People Magazine. But in People Magazine, the headline was Charlize Theron warning people that she'll F anybody up who comes for drag queens. And then she said, "We're in your corner." Evidently, this last week, there was this big, huge... I've still got shadows on my face. Anyway, there was this big, huge this big, huge production on television celebrating drag queens and saying, we're gonna do what we can to prop up. And I think that after all of the stars and after all the people they pulled together and everything that they spent putting into it, and I'm sure it was, a couple of million to put together. I think they raised about $500,000. But Charlize Theron says during the broadcast that she's going to F up anybody who comes for drag queens. Now, usually when somebody uses the word, "if you come for me," they're talking about, somebody who knows a guy who's going to come for you because you didn't pay the guy what the guy said you had to owe him. It's one of those things. Usually wearing a dark suit, dark tie, dark shirt, and a hanky. But regardless of all that, Charlize Theron, standing with drag queens, says she's going to F anybody up that comes for them. Now, why is she so perturbed about this? Well, it turns out her adopted child has transitioned. And I don't know if he was a boy, now he identifies as a girl, or if it was the other way around. But so this is kind of personal for her, but it's really not, because drag queens sometimes aren't even transitioners. They're just people that put on the other stuff and do the dance and lip sync. And Megyn Kelly said in her show that she's been to a few of them and she found some of them to be entertaining. But she said putting the children within the proximity of these people is not what needs to be done. And if you disagree with her, she's saying you got to come for her. Well, nobody is coming for the drag queen, Charlize Theron. You just need to know this. There's no army, there's no militia. And by simply saying you want to keep the kids separate from the drag queens, that's actually a good thing. It's good for both. It doesn't put the drag queens within proximity of temptation, doing something bad with the kids. And it keeps the kids safe too. Win-win. So anyway, I don't think Charlize Theron's going to come for anybody. I mean, the woman lives a life of pampered luxury. I thought she was awesome in The Italian Job. That's about it. All right, here we go. Got a big show for you tonight. Stick around, but I do want to get you updated on what we're doing to help end human trafficking in our time with a brand new story tonight. Take a listen.
I was a child when I was abducted by the Arabs. My parents used to own livestock, and my mother would do all the cooking for us. I don't remember the year that I was captured. There had never been any problems in our village. Then one day, all of a sudden, we heard that there were Arabs attacking Dinka villages throughout the south. We were so worried we could not even sleep at night. It was a big concern to my mother and my father. We were told that these Arabs were heavily armed and would kill all the animals and people when they would attack. We were very scared. Then one morning, they attacked our village. We scattered in different directions and I ran, but I was captured. My entire village was burned down, and I've never seen a member of my family since. Then I was taken north, into slavery. My eyes saw horrific things on that trip to the north. Women were raped right in front of us. Men were beaten, and 4 men were killed because they tried to fight back. They were shot dead before our eyes. Once at the slave master's house, I was pretty much starved and worked brutal hours every single day doing difficult and very, very hard work. There was no relief. And then they raped me. My slave master did not think of me as a human. He would not even let me go to the hospital when I fell sick. And one day I heard that there was a slave retriever from CSI close by. How I wanted to be free. That retriever secured my freedom. And thank God I was able to return to South Sudan. Thank you to each of you who helped the slaves be free. But please don't stop until we get them all.
All right, the way it works is really simple. You just dial this number, 888-342-1010, 888-342-1010, 888-342-1010, and when you do, you're going to have the ability to help rescue a human life out of human trafficking, human slavery. Our friends at Christian Solidarity International are partners again with this. We've done this for the last 10 years. Friends, you've helped literally liberate thousands and thousands of women and children from slavery conditions right now. And that $250 gift gives them everything they need to start their life over again. So far, 192 women and children are our goal this year, and so far we have freed 41 of them, but we can't continue to do it without your help. 888-342-1010, 888-342-1010, or go online to bringherhome.org. That's bringherhome.org. All right, Kevin McCullough, big show yet to come from New York tonight. We have got Ashley Hayek We've got Ed Sheeran, Tim Mahoney, KT McFarland, and Kim Curley. It's all coming up here on That Kevin Show.